Hello fans, this is Naomi back again for another tarot reading. And this time it's March. We'll see how this one goes. Okay, several weeks ago, our card was Knight of Pentacles. We're going to say goodbye to the Knight and we'll see what we got today. So this is for the month of March. And we have an inverted Emperor. Exciting. Let's go see what that means. Okay, here we have our little Emperor sitting on his chair. Looks like he's holding a mitre and a piece of regalia, a little ball. So let's this is going to be our thing, but it's a little small, so let's see if we can't zoom in a little bit. And it doesn't want to zoom in, but we are smarter than it. Okay, there we go. Emperor's keywords, and we're doing reverse today, are domination, excessive control, lack of discipline, and inflexibility. I wonder who we're talking about there. Well, we're not going to just look at surface meanings. We're going to go deep. If the Empress is the mother archetype of the tarot card, the Emperor is the father. Ooh, patriarchy. He sits upon a large stone throne adorned with 4 ram's heads, symbolic of his connection with Aries and the planet Mars. In his right hand, the Emperor holds an ankh, the Egyptian symbol of life, and his left is an orb representing the world over which he rules. He wears a red robe, indicative of his power, passion, and energy for life. Underneath it, he wears a suit of armor, suggesting that he is protected from any threat and any emotional response or vulnerability. His long white beard is symbolic of his age-old wisdom and experience, and along with his gold crown, he is an authority figure who demands to be heard. Behind his throne looms a tall, impenetrable mountain range, signifying that he is backed by a solid foundation, but resistant to make any changes unless he deems it necessary. Beneath the peaks flows a small river, giving some hope that despite his tough exterior, he is still an emotional being. It will just take a lot of digging and trust to open him up to his softer side. Ooh, that's kind of terrifying. Let's see where we can go from there. And we're going down to reversed. The Emperor reversed calls on you to assess your relationship with power, control, authority, responsibility, and discipline. Are you expressing too much or too little of these elements in your life right now? Are they working for or against you? I definitely feel powerless, out of control. I kind of feel like an authority, and I certainly feel like I have responsibilities. And discipline's always been a struggle, but I'm working on it. In the reverse position, the Emperor can be domineering and rigid in his thinking. The card can suggest an overuse and abuse of authoritative power surrounding you. Transgenocide comes to mind. It could originate from you or from another person, often a boss, partner, or father figure. And it may be because of deep insecurities or father issues from childhood. No comment. The authoritative power right now is a domineering government. And that's all I'll say about that. I just realized that half this thing isn't even in sight. 1 sec. Okay, I think that's a little better. Maybe it's readable now. We'll see. The Emperor reversed may be a sign that others look to you as their leader or as an expert in the field, but you are shying away from that role. Interesting. You may fear being seen as the leader, instead preferring to hide in the shadows or stay out of the spotlight. As far as my relationship with leadership, I do think that I'm a good leader, but mostly the way that manifests is that I have to organize everything because nobody else will organize anything. And if I don't organize, nothing will ever happen. It's a lot of how I feel. It's true with most of my friend groups and pretty much everything. So there may be other ways you can make an impact and influence the world. such as authoring a book or training others to reach a bigger audience. I think that's part of where my Substack came out of. I want to be politically active, but it's just really terrifying right now. So rather than being politically active, I'm making my voice heard on the internet, even if nobody actually sees it. Sometimes the Emperor Reversed asks you to stand up to authority. Definitely feeling that. You may feel fed up with an overbearing boss or hierarchical organization and feel compelled to enter a more flexible and adaptive environment. Oof, that's a harsh one. Harsh reality there. I did recently ask my boss for more money, just because it was promised to me and it still hasn't come. I don't know if it ever will, but I did speak up for myself. Maybe you aspire to be your own boss and work independently by starting up your own business. Or you may seek a career where you can have greater flexibility and creativity in how you work. I don't feel like that's actually true. Being my own boss would be fun. You are sick of having to always work within the confines of a particular structure or way of doing things, and you want to break free from it. I can get behind that. I want to make changes so bad, and the changes I want to make just never happen. When the Emperor Reversed pops up in a tarot reading, pay attention to your commitment to your goals and your self-discipline to get the job done, working so hard on that. If you're struggling to see any real outcomes, check that you have a plan in place. I need to make a savings plan really bad. A routine to support it, doing my best on those, and the dedication to see it through. You may need to get a little tough on yourself and do the uncomfortable work you'd prefer to avoid. I'm working on cleaning my room. I'm about half done with my jobs for today. Tough. But if you can harness the positive energy of the upright energy of the Emperor, your efforts will lead to success. In a relationship reading, which this is not, the Emperor Reserve suggests you may be in an unequal partnership and it's making you unhappy in the long term. Your significant other has become overbearing, possessive, dominating, and authoritative. Not feeling that. While you may have been looking for a partner to take care of you and offer a stable foundation for the future, those qualities have gone too far, and it seems as though much of your independence and freedom have been taken away. The dynamic is putting a strain on the relationship and preventing a flow of energies between you. I disagree. I don't think that's an accurate reading. Okay. That's the Emperor. He can slide over here, and we have one more card to do. Let's see if I can actually get it where I want it to be. There. And that is my yokai for the day. So I'm opening up the yokai deck. I got the book. This once again is Teresa Matsuura's Yokai Oracle deck. And what's our thing today? All right. Today we have Amabie, the prophetic sea creatures. Warning, preparation, and protection. Ooh, that sounds a lot like transgenocide. Let's see how this one reads. Mizen ni fusegu. Prepare for the unseen. Ooh, shivers. Under the silver moonlight, an amabie emerges from the ocean, gently bobbing in the waves. With long flowing hair, shimmering scales, and a beak-like mouth, this three-legged creature foretells both bountiful harvests and impending epidemics. It implores those who witness it to share its image far and wide to avert disaster. The amabie's rare appearance serves as an urgent call to action before it's too late. The saying, Mizen no fusegu, literally means to prepare for something before something happens. Telling. That's really telling, especially in the light of transgenocide, which is happening right now. Go read my Substack. It's a reminder about the power of foresight. The Amabie's card's warning isn't meant to frighten, but to empower you to take thoughtful, proactive steps to ward off possible harm later, like moving back to Japan. Whether protecting your health, relationships, or goals, taking action now can save you from future regret. That's a really strong feeling, especially since I'm going through some medical stuff right now, and it would be easy just to let it go and not worry about it. But I definitely think it would be much wiser for me to get checked out and make sure everything's okay. Especially with like the mammogram incident I had recently where they wouldn't let me get one because I'm trans. But we'll see. Reflection. What can you do today to strengthen and protect your tomorrow? I think the default answer for that is always save money. It'll do you good, as the Chrono Trigger guy said. All right, we'll think about that a little bit longer when we do our reflection in about 2 seconds. Okay. How are we going to prepare ourselves today for problems of tomorrow? I need to get financially independent. Like, I need to be able to support myself financially just to go forward. The fact that I can't save any money right now is extremely dangerous, especially since they're coming for people like me, and they're gonna do horrible stuff to us, and I need to be able to leave at a moment's notice, and right now I can't do that. I don't have any savings to speak of. Anything I do have is tied up in 401k and stuff where I really don't want to touch it, or my IRA. Hoter's got a little bit of money, but I'm not going to steal from my daughter. Other things that we can do to strengthen ourselves is just being aware of what's happening and taking steps like, having a boogie bag or whatever you want to call it, the bag you grab when it's time to leave and you have to leave now. Other things would be, I've got my lawyer in my phone if I ever get arrested and need help that way. But it's a really terrifying time. Otherwise, if we're going to think medically, losing a little bit of weight wouldn't hurt. Getting that cholesterol in check would be good, and all the other stuff. But otherwise, we've got a terrifying world ahead of us, and I think that's gonna shape my view of how these 2 cards are gonna play out. So this is Naomi signing out. Have a good weekend. It's Monday, Naomi. The weekend's far off. Have a good week, and I'll probably see you next month.